welcome to the Lava Cast. I'm your host, Lava Charm. Why is it called the Lava Cast? Because that's what I'm calling it. It's been a while since I did this. I've been off doing other things, procrastinating, putting things off, not doing things. I was learning about flow. Flow is a state of consciousness, state of being. It's that perfect sense of like you're doing things and your mind is thinking. That's the point of life, is to get into a state of flow, and you do this by doing things not too hard but yet not too easy. It's good to make like a bunch of small accomplishments. That's why, what's that one book called? The Magic Art of Tidying Up. So if you're constantly straightening out and making everything organized, one, it's better. You can find everything, and plus you keep accomplishing stuff. And it's good to do that, to make lots of little accomplishments. That's why video games are helpful sometimes. It's because you achieve things in video games, and even though it's not real, your brain still gives you the same little bit of dopamine. It's the same effect. You can still feel good about it because you had to work for it. Unless, of course, you're like me and you keep dying because these video games keep getting too hard. What the hell happened? That's not true. I was playing Mortal Kombat 9 the other day, kicking ass. I remember playing Mortal Kombat when I was a kid, and I never made it through all the tiers. I don't think I ever made it through all the tiers. Like 10 tiers. It'd be Shang Tsung, Goro, and then Shao Kahn. I could not do that as a kid. I sucked at Mortal Kombat. But as an adult, there's fucking YouTube. And I was just YouTubing tips on how to be better at Mortal Kombat. And then I proceeded to climb through the tiers. I did it on medium. I can't do it on hard, but I was able to accomplish it on medium. And I was pretty happy, pretty proud of myself. It felt really good to finally do it. It tracked my time. It took me 40 minutes. Was my average time. I think I did it 4 times. So, what else have I been up to? I've been sending out pictures of my dick. That's fun. And I'm buying a house. 2 vastly different categories. Which is also pretty fun, but pretty soon I'm not going to have any money, so that's going to be sad. I guess I'll have more time to sit in front of a microphone. That'll be nice. I mean, like, this doesn't cost me anything. Well, I guess the internet and you understand. All things in moderation, including moderation. You know, I think Facebook and privacy is definitely an oxymoron. You can't complain about Facebook not having good privacy policy. What? That doesn't make any sense. Also, all-knowing is an oxymoron. You can't possibly know all. To know all, you have to be everywhere and see all things, feel all things, have all those experiences. That's not a thing. Besides, knowing is also subjective. Some people might not agree that your knowing is their knowing. That what you know is right also. And how can we be sure anything's right? We can't. The only thing we can be sure about is the truth. What do you want? I want the truth. Well, it's vague and uneventful. The brain doesn't generate consciousness. It informs consciousness. Is there collective conscious? I don't know. I do know that I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast with this guy that was obsessed with mushrooms. And after listening to him talk about these mushrooms, I was intrigued. And I went and bought some of his mushroom pills. I wasted $53 on a bottle of pills. $120. They're like dietary supplement pills. They're clear and just filled with, I guess, this ground up mushroom. A lion's mane mushroom, which is totally legal. You can grow it in your backyard or whatever. Or you can buy it at a store and grill it and eat it if you'd like. But he was very convinced that this... he was talking about them doing experiments with rats and purposely messing up their brains and then giving them this doses of this mushroom, and it was like helping to rebuild it and make it stronger. That's what it's for. It's like for a better memory and mind type thing going on. But at the same time, right after I bought them and walked into my car, I went, oh my god, I'm already smarter because I'm an idiot for buying these. How is this? Is this really going to work? Unfortunately, something strange has happened. I was not hungover the other day, and I had quite a bit of scotch. And normally I could feel it, but I couldn't feel anything today. It felt fine. Like there was zero hangover. So maybe they're not making me smarter, but maybe these capsules and powdered mushroom was just helping to soak up the alcohol or something. Or maybe they were redirecting it. Or maybe I'm becoming one with the fungus. The fungus is everywhere. It knows all, sees all, hears all. It knows when you're walking on it. It's got a unit, a collective unit. It's connected under the ground. It's all over. It's onto us. It knows we're here. It's letting us live here so it can devour our bodies when we die. I'm not that into mushrooms, but this guy he was like a Jerry Garcia type looking. Have you ever done magic mushrooms? I have not. The only thing I did was morning glory seeds, and that was not very good. Yeah, morning glory seeds, I don't think they're very good. Maybe you have to do them a certain way, dose yourself, but I don't know how. I remember there was a pod, split the pod open, and just ate a bunch of fucking seeds, and then tripped balls. I remember being locked in a bathroom. I had a lighter but no cigarettes, and I kept trying to smoke. But there was no cigarette, and I ended up like burning my nose with the lighter. 'Cause you know how you kind of lean down with your cigarette in your mouth and then light the thing? But I didn't have no cigarette. I don't remember it really. It wasn't good. It was just like, it was half dreaming, half awake, but I kept like getting up or whatever and looking at myself in the mirror. And I think the other guys were messing with me and like opening and closing the door to check on me, but I couldn't move fast enough to catch them when the door was open, if that makes sense. I remember the guy in the other room, a bunch of people did them. The other guy was pretending he was a truck, like kind of a kid would do. And then also he was splashing his hand in the toilet and saying something about being a dolphin. So that was interesting. Do you know Chinese restaurants? Their food's pretty good, right? It's okay. Have you ever seen a Chinese restaurant commercial? Ever? Has there ever been one? Yet everyone knows these places exist? I'm going to have to say that I'm sorry to announce that this will be my last podcast because I'm joining the Space Force. Oh my god, I can't wait for Space Academy, spacesuit training, Space Wars, all that stuff. What the fuck is going on? The other day, I started looking through my Facebook feed, and it was just jam-packed with stuff about Space Force, and I had no idea what was going on. I should have known it had something to do with Trump. What the fuck was I thinking? Space Force? What is this? Of course it has something to do with Trump. Everything does. Something that ridiculous. We're going to have a Space Force. It's going to be a good force. There's people, pilot, there's war zone stuff, things. It's going to be tremendous. Maybe that's what the kids being separated from their families are for, right? If you're going to build a Space Force, they're going to need... Space is dangerous, scary, and unpredictable. They're going to need to be expendable. And you're going to want to train them when they're young. Because I imagine space suits and rocket technology is complicated. And you got to start learning that shit young. So I think I just broke this conspiracy wide the fuck open. Speaking of stuff, the mushroom guy was talking about the stoned ape theory, which was also pretty interesting. I thought that a billion, trillion years ago, I don't know how long, a million, maybe just a million years ago, before we quite got to where we are now in an evolutionary standard brains consciousness, that some like apes or monkeys started eating magic mushrooms, which helped them, think of different things, have better ideas, and expand their minds to what eventually became how we think now. That's kind of interesting. I guess that could help. I kind of maybe I should get some magic mushrooms. I mean, it's supposed to help expand your consciousness or whatever. Or maybe you're just tripping balls and it doesn't mean anything. People are talking about the hallucinations and stuff, but maybe it's just like, there was a guy talking about dreams, that your dreams get all wacky and out of control because like the front part of your brain turns off, and that's really the one that's like in control, that can keep things in control and organized. And when you're asleep, that part turns off and the rest of it just kind of runs rampant. So maybe that's all that's really happening on some sort of these psychedelic things. It's just kind of turning off the front part. Is there a scientist that knows the facts? Probably. I'm just speculating. But, the Earth only reached intelligent life once. That was us. How come there's not like another thing running around that's like sort of like us, that's also as smart as us? Huh? And what the fuck's with giraffes with long necks? Why didn't everyone get a long neck if they liked the leaves? And why is the sky blue? And if there's going to be a space force, how are the space station, how is it going to keep oxygen? Are they going to have to plant trees and stuff? How does the International Space Station right now, how does that work? Does it just have a big tank of air? How the fuck does that work? If, wouldn't it run out? Can they filter it? Because plants turn the oxygen, the carbon dioxide into oxygen, right? Do they have filters that can do that in space? So they don't need... is this the same air circulating? Does the air get stale? Does it seem different? Or do they just regularly transport large tanks of air to the space station? Are there people up there now? The space, that's not practical. There's nothing out there. It's a vacuum. And there's no gravity, and their muscles will atrophy and shit. This isn't going to work out. I don't think there's going to be a space force. Bummer. But isn't Trump kind of like a 4-year-old that's just spouting ideas? I guess it's a fun idea, man, but let's focus on, I don't know, whatever you want. That's enough. That's enough for me. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. You peace the fuck out.